All right, good afternoon, everyone. So I guess we can prepare as we start our new webinar series. For this one, we'll be talking about not just the intelligence, but the importance of mitophagy. So to formally introduce myself, my name is Jen Blasurca. I am the pharmacist for USANA Philippines. I do handle product trainings and as well registrations with the Food and Drug Administration for USANA. And last month, we launched a new technology we call Intelligence. It's the inherent cellular intelligence of our body, wherein we would like people to understand that vitamins and minerals, they play a vital role, particularly in sending signals or messages in our body. So for those who are asking for the basics of cell signaling, of course, what we always tell you to make it easier is that your cells are basically smart, right? When we say they're basically smart, they receive and process signals that usually originate from the outside of their borders. Usually, the borders are the linings of your cells, and the signals would be your hormones, the food that you eat, the stress factors that you develop, those things that we are talking about when we were discussing epigenetics. And once the message is sent, all right, on the borders, the cell respond in or the cell send a response in order to adapt to the message that was sent to the cell. So cells aren't just the targets. Actually, what they also do is they send the message as what they have received them. So we'll be talking about more of this as we thoroughly discuss the webinar. So I believe everybody is on board. So let's finally start our webinar series. First and foremost, we would like people to know that in terms of cellular communication, there are two paradigms that most people use. Before, when we didn't understand yet why we have to take supplementation, what we're trying to tell our people is that we need to take vitamins because we need to make sure we quench out or we lessen free radicals. However, the reality is we cannot control free radicals that easy. And also, free radicals are needed by the body in minute amounts or small amounts so that the body could function normally. And as the years pass by, we now value that aside from quenching out free radicals, the new paradigm explains to us that supplementations are important because they need to provide the cell with all the essential nutrients they need. Why? Because like what I told you a while ago about cell signaling, your food, your vitamins, the environment where we are in, the stress factors, anything that we ingest, we absorb, or we inhale, they provide a signal. And once we cascade that message from outside to the inside of the cell, what they do is that they turn on the genes. And once they turn on the genes, they create endogenous antioxidants, meaning antioxidants inside the cell, and they regenerate healthy functioning of the cell. So in layman's term, you have to make sure that your cells have sufficient nutrient, not just to fight free radicals, but more important, it's because the vitamins and the minerals that we get either from diet or from supplementation, they're able to translate a message that could affect not just the cell itself or the borders of the cell, but even the deepest part of your cell, which we call the genes or where the DNA is placed. So not anymore that we think that vitamins are needed because the body needs to fight free radicals. It's more than that. You take vitamins and minerals, you ingest healthy food, you develop a good environment, and you lessen stress because the factors coming from this can actually affect the cell and send a message not just in the cell but also up to the DNA level. So in speaking of such, like what I told you a while ago, who sends the signal? Where does the signal come from? Like most of us who understand supplementation, not only that it comes from vitamins and minerals from the food or what we call the extracellular matrix, also some of the signals come from the hormones. Some of the signal comes from the neurotransmitters and some comes from growth factors. What are we trying to tell you here? if you don't control your hormones, if you don't manage your neurotransmitters, and if you don't have an even level of growth factors, a lot of abnormalities in the body could happen. And simply, it would start on a cellular level. Like what we are always explaining to everybody, cells receive and process the signals that is original outside the border so they can respond to the environment. So in layman's term, all that happens inside the cell, they're originated from the impulses that they receive from the outside. May it be coming from hormones, neurotransmitters, and others. So what kinds of signals do cells receive? So usually, most cell signals are in the forms of chemicals. Okay, like what I told you, these are your hormones, neurotransmitters, growth factors, and extracellular matrix. The extracellular matrix, the number 4, is a collection of extracellular molecules that is secreted or released out by the cells that provides structural or biochemical support on the surroundings of the cell. So some people are unaware that many of the cells actually respond to mechanical and physical signals. So usually, what are those signals? Usually the skin sensory signals, the sense of touch, and others, and even the sound waves. And just to make sure that we maintain the consistent flow of the blood through the heart and specialist part of the cell, we need to make sure that we send appropriate signal. So just to tell you honestly, some people are unaware that even though I take a lot of supplements, why do I still get sick? Because not only that supplements give an impact to the cell, a lot of hormonal factors also affect how our cells function. So basically for this slide, what we're trying to tell you is that a lot of factors that affect the inside or the endogenous levels of our cell are actually influenced but by what is received from the outside, or what we call the exogenous antioxidant. So just to give you a little basic so that we could understand further, how do cells recognize signals? So some people has to be aware that our cells really function amazingly. And within the cell membrane, there are what we call proteins. These proteins, what do? They act as receptor that bind or that cling to signaling molecules. And these receptors are specific so that they can send a specific sending molecule. So just to make it easier, first thing what happens is that the cells have a receptor protein. That cell receives signal, and what do? They interpret that. So once the signal gets near to the cell, what will happen is they will go to the cell border, and then once the cell receives it, it will amplify it. So kumbaga i-exaggerate niya yung message, isi-send niya yung throughout message. And after amplifying the message, what will happen is it will produce a signal that can either lead to absorption of nutrients, detoxification, apoptosis, and the other. So I prepared a picture here, care of the Science and Education Department of USANA, to make you understand it further. So kindly look on the arrow that I'll be using. So, like for example, a hormone or a stimulus coming from outside of the cell is there and ready to put inside or get inside the cell. What will happen is the hormone or the environmental stimulus will go to the border of the cell. Once it gets into the border of the cell, or the site of reception, or the site of cellular reception, what will happen is it will get inside. Upon getting inside, it will be amplified. Meaning of amplified, it will be translated into a big message. And that message is actually possible through the process we call the signal transduction. And after getting inside the cell, after being amplified, it will produce a response. A response could either be normal cell death, could either be absorption of nutrients, or could either be absorption of a lot of factors or environmental hormonal conditions to actually improve the blood flow, so forth and so on. So just to give you an example, like in the case of insulin, the insulin receptors bind to insulin. Serotonin binds to the site of serotonin, and then the vitamin D actually gets or binds to the vitamin D. So for those who are curious, how do cells respond to signal? So like what I was telling you a while ago, once a receptor protein receives a signal, so this one yan, okay? What happens is it undergoes conformational changes. So it will adjust according to the cell wall. And after amplification, it will actually produce what you call your signal transduction, wherein it will amplify and it will produce a response. Actually, simple lang naman siya. In layman's term, any environmental factor, ibig sabihin mga nutrients or mga food that comes from the outside of the cell, what happens is it will change its conformation according to the cell wall of the body. And once it successfully gets into the reception part of the cell, it will get amplified. And upon amplification, then it will create a response. So just imagine if your cells doesn't get enough nutrients, if your cells doesn't get enough insulin, what will it amplify inside the cell? So again, like what we are telling you in epigenetics, if the cell doesn't get satisfied, particularly the DNA, particularly the genes, then definitely it will create a disaster. And that disaster, what we call that is yung mutation. And once the cell doesn't get the right nutrients, the right environment, the right balance of hormone, mutation will occur, and constant mutation can actually lead to abnormalities and sometimes can lead to the common thing we call inflammation. And we all know that inflammation is the mother of all degenerative diseases. Degenerative diseases didn't happen on an instant. It's actually a result of a poor reception, signal transduction, and response which led to inflammation. So how do you delay or how do you prevent abnormal inflammation? Usually you prevent that by making sure that the cell wall receives the right amounts of hormones, transmitters, neurotransmitters, growth factor, or even extracellular matrix, which we can actually get from our supplementation. So, like what we always tell everybody, cells typically receive signals in a form of chemicals. Usually, ito nga ho yung mga typical cell signals that we are presenting you. When signaling molecule joins with an appropriate receptor on the cell surface, what happens is this binds and creates a chain of events or a trigger or triggers chain of events. And once chain of events happens, nagkakaroon ng amplification, then nagkakaroon ng functioning yung ating mga cell. So these factors, they may travel long-term or short-term, but they greatly impact not just the cell, but even the inside of the cell, which we call the DNA. So just to cap up this particular part of the cell, once your cell actually is able to get enough nutrients, get enough nutrition, what happens is it will uptake or it will actually get what you call your phosphate groups. Your phosphate groups, these are actually your usual source of energy, and this actually dictates if we can either inhibit or activate. Inhibit means stop, or activate certain processes in the body. So if you lack phosphates, if you lack sources of nutrition, there are some processes in the body that may be stopped or may be inhibited. And sometimes when you inhibit that, it can result to certain damages that could happen in the body. And the damage I was talking about is what you call your inflammation. So, but don't get me wrong, of course, inflammation is okay in the right amount, but if inflammation is excessive, then it can lead to degenerative diseases. So, nutrients, like what they always tell us, and like what most books has been explaining to all of us, they actually send or they actually function as signaling molecules. So when the cells are given the right nutrition, when the cells are given the right information, the right signal, the effect would always be performing a specific health-promoting function. So if your cells get sufficient antioxidants coming from the outside to the inside, what will happen is your cells would detoxify itself. Your cells would produce normal cell death. Your cells would actually produce a lot of coenzyme Q10 so that it can produce more strength for the mitochondria of the body. So in speaking of the cell signaling mechanism or the mechanism of action, there's actually a lot of topics or a lot of functions the cell does. And with those vast functions, I'll be talking today about what we call your mitophagy. So mitophagy is not new. Mitophagy has been used and studied more or less 30 to 40 years ago. And we have been studying mitophagy simply because your cells, they need certain signals in order to process what you call your autophagy. That's autophagy. This is the selective degradation of your mitochondria. So just to give you an idea, before we thoroughly start about it, what is mitophagy? So mitophagy is a cellular renewal process. When we say cellular renewal process, since your mitophagy generate energy, there is a tendency that it will wear out. So in order to make sure that this doesn't wear out and produce damage inside the cell, we have to undergo what you call your cellular recycling. So in layman's term, autophagy, yan yung tinatawag nating paglilinis ng ating mitochondria to make sure that they only produce ATP. So siguro yung iba nalilito sa inyo, ano nga yung mitochondria? Mitochondria is the powerhouse inside your cell. Inside your cell, what usually happens is it generates energy so that it can actually produce function to the different parts of the cell. Di ba mga napag-aralan natin dati, yung mga endoplasmic reticulum, yung mga nucleus na nasa loob ng cell, isa sa nag-generate ng energy dyan ay mitochondria. Ang mitochondria, through time, na-exhaust yan. Pag na-exhaust yan, ang tendency is that since na-exhaust siya, instead of it na nagpo-produce siya ng ATP or ng energy, ang tendency is naglalabas pa siya ng maraming free radicals. So for some people who are not aware, if you are not giving your cells the right cell signal or the right cellular nutrition, you are not helping your mitochondria to produce what we call your mitophagy. The main objective of the Cell Essentials or the Intelligence Technology, kahit yung technology na lang muna pag-usapan natin, is that USANA was able to come out with a good formulation of supplementation that not only provides signal so that the cells would function, but would also help in the process of what you call your mitophagy. Each time na nagre-release ng energy yung mitochondria mo, sinisigurado ng mga certain vitamins and minerals and antioxidants in our intelligence technology na nalilinis yung ating mitochondria so that we are sure that it will only release ATP, which is the energy, and not promote or release what you call your free radicals. So mitophagy is never a new topic. Actually, we're just putting science into practice and we are inserting that in our intelligence technology, particularly in the product we call the Cell Essentials. Ma'am Jen, does this really happen ngayon lang o before meron na tayo niyan? The truth of the matter is if you would study essentials, the very reason why coenzyme Q10 was also in essentials, it's because coenzyme Q10 assists your mitochondria in producing energy. It produces energy, which is the ATP, and to ensure that it constantly produces energy, the coenzyme Q10 coming from the outside goes inside the cell and promotes the normal mitophagy or the more normal functioning of your mitochondria. So, matagal na natin ginagawa itong mitophagy. The reason lang is that we want to make sure or we wanna take note that your cells are getting the sufficient nutrient or getting the sufficient energy so that the cells would function. So again, to summarize it so that we could understand further, there are certain nutrients in the essentials, which we are currently using now, that is able to provide mitophagy technology. What does it do? Like the coenzyme Q10 in essentials, it helps your mitochondria cope up with the stress factors inside so that it will just produce ATP and lesser to produce what you call your free radicals that may damage the cell. So why are we injecting this why are we empowering this in the intelligence technology or in our Cell Essentials, which will be coming soon? We are putting this simply because we want people to understand that supplements are more than just feeding the cells. Supplements are also important because if you're not taking this, you are not taking into consideration what we call your cellular recycling process. So again, mitochondria is important because this is our cell's power generator. They produce energy in the body. However, if they are overworked and they don't get the right support, particularly cellular nutrient support, instead of them doing good functions, they may actually produce hazard inside the body. And we all know that there's a lot of diseases that if the mitochondria is not functioning well, it can recur or it can happen to you. Later on, we will show you that. So like what Dr. Myron Wentz has been presenting in most of our presentations, they function as powerhouse and they produce energy in the body. Bakit kailangan ng ATP? Why do we need mitochondria rather? Because mitochondria, they produce adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine triphosphate is the energy that is used by the body so that it can continually go on with its activity, with the beating of the heart, with the functioning of the kidney, so forth and so on. Usually, the protein that we eat, the sugar that we eat, the fat, the oxygen, all right, the nutrients that we intake, when it is delivered to your cell, the mitochondria use them up as an ingredient to create ATP. So what happens is, when your ATP works a lot, when your ATP is not managed very well, it's like a car na maari siyang masira. And the problem there is that when the mitochondria is always functioning very well, it can be prone to wear and tear. And some people are unaware that when we are under attack, meaning when environmentally we have high poisonous environment, or high genetic mutations, like for example, mataas ang cancer from left to right ng family tree mo, the problem is your mitochondria becomes unsupported and sometimes left damaged. And Ma'am Jen, what happens if your mitochondria is left damaged? So like what I was telling everybody, typically, a healthy mitochondria should produce high ATP, meaning high energy and low free radical. But if you are exposed in an environment that is unhealthy, you're not sleeping on time, you're mostly on graveyard shift, or usually you're not eating very well, what happens is you develop dysfunction mitochondria. And the problem with the dysfunction mitochondria is that instead of creating good ATP, it has lesser ATP and higher free radicals. So meaning, most of our free radicals are created not just outside the cell, but even inside the cell. And what matters for most people is that you have to know that the ATP decrease inside can greatly affect a lot of processes in the body. And if you create a lot of free radicals inside, it can also translate to inflammation within your cells. And what's the problem there? If you have dysfunction mitochondria, it can also lead to production of dysfunction mitochondria as well. In layman's term, ang mitochondria mo dapat healthy yan. Kasi ideally, pag healthy mitochondria, magpo-produce yan ng energy sa katawan mo at lesser free radicals. Pero pag napabayaan mo yung mitochondria mo, kulang siya ng assistance, kulang siya ng nutrients, instead na mag-produce yan ng mataas na ATP, magpo-produce yan ng mataas na free radicals. And that's damage causing in our body. And what's the more bigger problem there? A dysfunction mitochondria will also create dysfunction mitochondria. And there we develop certain diseases that starts first with inflammation. So showing back the picture, again, your mitochondria is not just destroyed because it's overworked. Your mitochondria could also be damaged because you have high genetic conditions or issues, or mataas nga ang cancer levels mo sa katawan. So, ano ang reason why we are enabling you to understand this technology? We want you to understand this because this is happening in our body. This is not just a theory na maaaring yung mitochondria mo magka-problema, ganyan. But in reality, this is a real thing. Meaning, this is something that happens within your cells. And most of the diseases which starts from inflammation, they are actually a result of lack of cellular recycling due to your mitochondrial problem. So this is a picture of your mitochondria. So generally, when it's healthy, when it's well-nourished, well-maintained, that's the keyword, well-maintained, it produces a lot of energy. Energy is in the form of 3 letters, ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Of course, a little bit you have to produce free radicals. But here's the thing, if you would look on the other picture, the unhealthy cell, if your mitochondria is not maintained, doesn't get the right nourishment, doesn't get the right environment for it to function, it produces inflammations. And why is that? It's because instead of it producing high energy, napoproduce niya ay little kasi siya nga ay dysfunction. And the side effect is what? Production of free radicals, which is promoting damage inside the cell, which is really hazardous for your cellular function. So nagkakaroon ka tuloy ng mga tinatawag na abnormal cell death. And usually, abnormal cell death is a mother of inflammation, and inflammation can lead to degenerative diseases. So, a lot of our diseases, this did not happen in an instant. Usually, most people lang are unaware that your mitochondria, they get vulnerable. Same with us, they age. And with the mitophagy, what do we want to do? We want to make sure that when they age, we replace them with good types of mitochondria, that they will not regenerate broken mitochondria. We want to make sure that when your mitochondria, they are dysfunction, we kill them, we recycle them, we stop them, so that we produce healthy mitochondria that produce good ATP or adenosine triphosphate. So when the mitochondria gets old, it produces a leak, and the leak leads to lesser fuel or adenosine triphosphate. So what does the mitophagy do? It, at its best, recycles your damaged mitochondria, enhances your mitochondria, so that it can stop the leak and it can produce higher ATP that the cells would need in order to function. So here I have listed the following diseases that could be a result of a malfunction in the mitochondria. Actually, mitochondria is not just a part of the cell that gives energy. A lot of organs in the body would depend on the mitochondria so that they will be functioning very well. For your brain, to make sure that your brain remains oxygenated, your brain remains functionable, your mitochondria has continuously need to produce ATP so that it can function very well. Your heart, to make sure that it pumps regularly so that it can produce oxygenation in the body, you would really need a good functioning of the mitochondria. Your liver, so that they can actually withstand toxicity, so they can eject or they can release away the toxins in the body, the mitochondria has to function regularly. So just imagine if your mitochondria is damaged. Instead of it helping the body, it causes more free radical formation pa. And then some people, they are unaware that usually stone formation, some of the toxicities like yung mga overdosage of acetaminophen, yung mga paracetamol natin and other diseases, they are a result of a malfunctioning mitochondria. So in layman's term, we are showing this to tell you na kung hindi mo aalagaan yung mitochondria inside your cell, mamili ka na lang ng mga pwede mo maging sakit. It may sound morbid, but some people only realize it once they already have the disease. So there's a lot of studies, third-party studies, not USANA studies, but third-party studies that suggest the importance of a functioning mitochondria. Yeah. So it's not only coenzyme Q10 that is necessary for mitochondria. There are other antioxidants as well that when they work together, they have a good effect in maintaining the mitochondrial function of the body. That's why when they ask me, ma'am, can I just take calcium or can I just take melatonin? You always have to remember no single content can provide all the nutrients the body needs. And when we speak on the nutrients, they have to be in vitamin, mineral, and antioxidant form because they provide not only cellular support but also signaling. And in signaling can also support mitochondrial support in order for your cells to function well on the inside of your cellular network. So what is the goal? Our goal in layman's term is that through mitophagy or through autophagy, we need to make sure that we feed the cell with the right dose and the right type of antioxidant so that it can renew our cell. So autophagy is actually synonymous to what we call the renewal. When you say renewal, we make sure that the damaged one, they are recycled, they are clean, they are maintained so that they can prevent self-destruction. Because like what I told you a while ago, when the cell or when the mitochondria is not in its proper functioning, what happens is it leaks. And when there's leakage, instead of promoting high energy or ATP, it promotes high free radicals, which is putting the cell into a hazardous level due to high damage. So, hindi na lang natin objective ngayon na protektahan yung outside the cell. Ang objective na ng Intelligence Technology, which is in our product, since kahit ngayon pa, is to make sure that we also protect the inside of the cell. Because the inside of the cell has the power to prevent inflammation that can prevent degenerative diseases. So the Intelligence technology, which we launched last month, gives us the power to actually what? Unlock the innate intelligence of your cells. And how is that? By making sure you understand that there's a lot of factors that before they get into the cell, they have to make sure that they provide good nutrients so that they can prevent inflammations inside the cell. So we have a specific picture here that I'd like you to show. I'd like you to see actually. There are a lot of medical related diseases that is actually a result of lack of mitophagy. So like what I told you, matagal na ho yung mitophagy. Ngayon lang natin siya ina-apply into science practice. And what are we trying to tell you? Lung cancer, COPD, a lot of diseases like cystic fibrosis, lung infection, sepsis, and the other IPF, PAH, and LAM. Ito hong mga sakit na ito, usually, they happen, they progress, ibig sabihin lumalala sila, because the mitochondria lacks the autophagy or the mitophagy function. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Kaysa palakasin yung cell, kaysa bigyan yung cell ng sufficient nutrient, kaysa bigyan yung mitochondria or bigyan tayo ng mitochondria ng adenosine triphosphate para mag-function, ang tendency, dahil sira yung mitochondria, mas lalo pang dumadami yung free radicals in the system. And that free radicals in the system, we know naman na ang translation niyan is inflammation. So, I'm not telling that intelligence technology or our products are cure for certain diseases such as this na nakastate, but what I'm trying to imply here is that napakalaki ng impact na when you have the right nutrient in the right amount, the right preparation, it will actually help your cells renew itself. Ang tawag natin doon yung mitophagy. At maaari nating ma-prevent yung mga ganitong mga diseases. We're always telling people that prevention is better than cure. But sometimes they don't understand or they don't know how to prevent the condition. So how do you really start? As a pharmacist, I always advise them, you go back to the 4 basics of health. You eat right, you exercise, you minimize stress, and you take proper supplementation. However, in taking proper supplementation, you have to make sure you are taking the right component with the right dose and with the right technology. Kasi pwede mong ubusin lahat ng prutas at gulay sa bahay kubo. Pero if it doesn't have the right technology, it doesn't have the right active ingredient, it cannot get into the cell. Yung tinatawag ko nga kaninang configuration, hindi yan papasok dun sa lining ng cell natin when it doesn't have the right configuration or the right shape. So what makes USANA really different from the others is that we are studying not just the component, we're making sure that the component passes through the cell very well so that it can help renew our cell. And not only that, there are other functions also stated in the intelligence technology such as protecting and nourishing. So we have a specific optimizer that I'd like to highlight. Although Essentials has coenzyme Q10, we have an optimizer we call the Coquinone 30. Coquinone 30 contains coenzyme Q10, also known as CoQ10, and this is actually a very important antioxidant, a very powerful one because it neutralizes the free radicals that is produced by damaged mitochondria. Aside from fueling your your mitochondria, coenzyme Q10 also as an antioxidant neutralizes the free radicals that may be released by your mitochondria. So ideally, when we speak of antioxidants, just to give you an idea, what they do is they neutralize free radicals. When you neutralize free radicals, you prevent damage. But what's good with this one is it prevents the damage inside the cell so that it can prevent the damage of the cell membranes, it can prevent the tampering of the DNA, and it may delay the possible abrupt cell death within the cell. So free radicals, if you are unaware, usually you have to understand that free radicals, they increase aging process. And sometimes most of the diseases that includes heart disease and cancer, they actually is contributed, okay? Not solely, of course, maraming factors, by free radicals. So this coenzyme Q10, when they are configured or shaped well to pass through the cell and get into the DNA or get into the mitochondria of the cell, ito lang yung tatandaan nyo. Coenzyme Q10, number 1, they neutralize free radicals that is released by leaking mitochondria. Another naman is it helps fuel your mitochondria so that it can function well and so that it can release adenosine triphosphate. Siguro yung iba sa inyo dati nalilito, bakit kailangan niya pang maging antioxidant? Kasi nga, like what we explained to you a while ago, free radicals can also be generated by the body, especially when there are organelles or there are organs inside the cells that are not functioning very well, primarily dahil aging, overwork, exposure to toxins, and a lot more. So, kaya it's more than just a heart health. I mean, coenzyme Q10 or the Coquinon 30, we also recommend this because naturally, even though you don't have a heart problem, your cells need support. Your mitochondria inside your cells need support. And as I go back to the picture a while ago, it doesn't just help the heart. It also helps energize or give fuel to your kidney, to your heart, to your brain, and to your liver, and almost all parts of your body. So I have prepared 10 reasons also why coenzyme Q10 is naturally needed by the body, and I'd like to cite this one by one. So number one, coenzyme Q10, which is in our coquinon, is a naturally occurring compound that is synthesized endogenously in the body. Usually, we create this, we produce this, all right, in the form of ubiquinone, and we can also find this in diet. So generally, for some people who are unaware, we need at least 10 milligram a day, but most of the time, there are some people, and because of our aging needs, we need 10 to 30 milligrams every day. So, an egg typically produces 0.10 milligram. So, if you would need 10 milligram, you have to eat around 10 to 100 pieces to get the daily needs of your body. So, just to give you an idea, why is it really important? Number one, like what I have been telling you a while ago, coenzyme Q10 is an energy needed so that the body can produce or the cells can produce ATP. Where do we produce ATP? We produce it via our mitochondria. So what does it do? It provides provides energy from energy to any cells of the body. So it does this by supporting the transport of electrons within the mitochondria, the energy-producing organelles inside the cell. So aside from producing energy, coenzyme Q10 is also very important as an antioxidant support. Like what I told you a while ago, the cells create free radicals. There are some parts of the diet when we are not able to use them, they are promoted or they are translated to free radicals. So what coenzyme Q10 do is that as an antioxidant, it neutralizes them. So I hope you use the word neutralize, okay? Never use the word kill. We're not killing anything. We're just neutralizing it or balancing such condition. Number three, so some people also are not aware, but coenzyme Q10, when they coexist with vitamin E, C, and lipoic acid, they actually generate, okay, more protection to the body. That's why if you're taking essentials, if you are taking coenzyme Q10 as well, they are well fit together. Why? Because you are making or you're having the better use of your vitamin E, C, and lipoic acid when you take coenzyme Q10. Meaning, they function much better. So, sa Tagalog, kapag ka nagba-vitamin E ka, vitamin C, tsaka lipoic acid, pag sinabayan mo yan ng coenzyme Q10 because they are dependent on that, they regenerate better protection from oxidative stress. So, number four, ang coenzyme Q10 has a nature as well of being a cardioprotective. So, hindi naman to kaila. I mean, if you would type in Google, you type in coenzyme Q10, heart health, clinical journals, you would see a lot of clinical studies. Ito yung mga talagang well-respected sources, yung mga Science Direct, mga PubMed. Makikita mo talaga na a lot of doctors now are looking at coenzyme Q10 as a non-pharmacological intervention. Simply because what it does, it protects the blood vessels, all right? And the blood vessels is where the blood flows, it feeds the heart. And also not only that, since it help produce mitochondria, the ATP, nakakatulong din siya sa heart muscle para constant yung beating niya, para makapag-produce ng overall blood flow sa katawan. So kung maayos yung blood flow, kung maayos yung heartbeat, nagkakaroon tayo ng better na prevention against damage. So sa mga open heart surgery, binibigay ang coenzyme Q10 on large amounts. So of course, you don't give your coquinon. Kulang yon. So binibigay nila yan in IV amounts. And that helps them so that the heart can cope up. So wag mo na hintayin yung open heart surgery. Diba? What we're just trying to tell you here is, if you have your cardiologist, you can discuss the option of using this, something na supplemental dose so that it can help strengthen your heart so that it can function better. Minsan sasabihin ng iba, hindi, dadaanin ko lang sa pagkain. Yun nga, babalik ako ulit dun sa example ko kanina. okay lang naman if you will get that from food. However, the issue there is that ang dami mo namang kakaining itlog para makuha yung coenzyme Q10. Pag naprito yun, syempre nabawasan na yung nutrients. So, just let USANA do the extracting for you and you can get 30 milligram of solid coenzyme Q10 in our cookie. Then, aside from cardioprotective, it's also a neuroprotective or a nerve protective. So, good levels of coenzyme Q10 not only protect the brain, it also protects the the nerve tissues of our body against free radical damage. So, ang mataas na levels ng antioxidant activities nito in general in our whole body protects the nerves from getting with each other or pagkapunit, kasi once na napunit siya, pwede siyang ma-damage at irreversible siya. So, it helps strengthens the nerve tissues in our brain and our spine or spinal column and the other parts of the nervous system. Number 6, generally, it's an anti-inflammatory. So, kanina napag-uusapan na natin to. Pag nape-prevent yung inflammation, nape-prevent niya yung degenerative diseases. So, what does it do? It exerts an anti-inflammatory property. Ibig sabihin, nilalabanan niya yung paglabas mo ng pro-inflammatory cytokines. So, just to give you an idea, may mga times naman sa katawan natin na kailangan maglabas ng pro-inflammatory cytokines. Meaning, for example, nasugat ka, para hindi pumasok yung bacteria further, kailangang mamaga nung iyong sugat para magsara siya, para mag-block siya, para hindi na pumasok yung further bacteria. Pag nasuntok ka, kailangan magsara ng mata mo para hindi pumasok yung mga bacteria from the outside, para hindi lalong mamaga yung mata mo. In some cases, inflammation is good. But there are some cases like lack of nutrients, high levels of insulin, or high levels of fats in the diet, the body excessively releases pro-inflammatory cytokines. So, ang ginagawa ng coenzyme Q10, being an antioxidant by nature, yan neutralize niya or binabalanse niya yung paglabas mo ng pro-inflammatory cytokines. Kasi, pag masyadong mataas yung pro-inflammatory cytokines mo, like in the case of allergy, in the case of cancer, and others, pag hindi yan balanse, ang tendency is pwede kang magkaroon ng pamamaga or inflammation. So, a lot of, like for example, heart disease, they all started with inflammation. Hindi naman nagbara yung mga ugat mo sa puso dahil bigla lang kumain ka ng sisig. Siyempre, nagsimula yan sa pamamaga muna. Okay, so yung kidneys mo, hindi ka naman dinialysis dahil lang kumain ka ng isang kutsarang asin agad, no? That doesn't happen. It all starts with inflammation. And what do? You lessen that inflammation in a natural way, and one of the natural food sources where we can neutralize the condition is coenzyme Q10. Another thing, it promotes thermogenesis. Thermogenesis is an important factor to convert your fats into energy. So, coenzyme Q10 generates body heat. So, usually, it keeps us sweating in a good way, particularly if we do physical activity. So, thermogenesis is enabled when we do physical activities and mas na-enhance pa siya with the presence of coenzyme Q10. Another is last 3, cellular communication and gene expression. So, coenzyme Q10 improves the ability of the cells to receive messages and influences some of the genes' responses to those messages. Parang yung pinag-uusapan natin sa cellular communication. Your coenzyme Q10, what makes them really, really impressive is that when they're able to get inside the cell, they actually follow the signal transduction, and what's good with this, it promotes a response. And that response enables your mitochondria to release more ATP, and if there is a leak, the coenzyme Q10 neutralizes them. So therefore, kung merong nasisend na energy, kung merong nasisend na ATP, therefore, it influences the genes to function better. So kumbaga, kung maayos yung genes, maayos yung functioning ng katawan. And then another thing, it supports organ metabolism. Good levels of coenzyme Q10 in different organs in the body can actually improve the metabolic activity, not just of your heart, but also with your kidney, liver, and some could be in the lungs of the body. So, ibig sabihin lang ng metabolism, may mga studies na nagsasabi na pagka mataas ang level ng coenzyme Q10 mo sa iyong katawan, generally this is showed in your lungs, kidney, in your heart, and your liver. nakikita na mas mabilis yung function niya. Metabolism would mean that after you have used it, you excrete it out of the body. So, metabolism, ang keyword lang naman dyan is nagagamit. So, ibig sabihin, pagka ang heart, kidney, liver, and heart, kidney, liver, at lungs mo, nakitaan nila yung tissue na mataas ang coenzyme Q10, ibig sabihin, mataas ang functioning ito, mataas ang metabolism, walang nasasayang na nutrient. And then, of course, it also helps promote healthy cell growth. And the coenzyme Q10 is actually a very good ingredient or antioxidant that prevents early cell death in healthy tissue. So, minsan, there are some oncologists or cancer doctors who consider coenzyme Q10 kasi most of the time, like in the case of chemotherapy, di ba, hindi lang namamatay yung cancer cells, namamatay din yung healthy cells because of the treatment. So, coenzyme Q10 as being part of the diet, of course, with paalam sa inyong medical provider, also protects your healthy cells. Alright, so that it can prevent cell death. So, there's some people who might be confused na baka pinapahealthy yung cancer cells. So, cancer cells are alien in the body because they have mutated. So, they don't receive nutrients coming from your food. They only receive nutrients coming from your sugar. Kaya nga, di ba, pag may cancer ka, medyo lessen mo na ang sugar. So, what do you need to do? You need to starve them. And how do you starve them? By eating fruits and vegetable, by eating good levels of vitamins and minerals so that you can enhance your healthy cell and starve and kill your cancer cell. So, this particular part or this particular ingredient is still in our essentials. This is also added in our cell essentials, which will be coming soon. So, for those who are curious, we are not yet having the product in the Philippines yet because we have to undergo a 12-month stability study under Food and Drug Administration. Alam naman natin na very compliant ang USANA sa rules and regulation of the Philippine Food and Drug Administration. So, we are not producing it yet here in the Philippines. We have to make sure we pass. Of course, we will pass definitely. Pero kailangan sundan muna natin yung mga rules and regulation. But if you're telling me, which is better, essentials or essentials? So, ang masasagot ko lang dyan, habang ginagaya pa lang nila yung essentials, may essentials na tayo. So, meaning, from the keyword ginagaya nila yung essentials, it means that we are still the leader in terms of cellular nutrition here in the Philippines. And you are never nalulugi if you will take essentials than essentials, simply because essentials has been defined and designed to be absorbable, bioavailable, and still contains clinically relevant ingredients that your body needs at present. We are just enhancing it to make sure that we keep updated, so we're stepping a bit higher compared to the normal. But the key thing here is that we are putting relevant nutrients in our essentials. And as of the moment, it's still the best supplement there is that we can take here in the Philippines. So, this is, in your screen, you are seeing there a third-party research by the Journal of Diabetology and Metabolic Disorder. So this is a third-party study in 2014. And what you can see here, ang title ng study is The Mitochondrial Dysfunction in Obesity, a Potential Benefit and Mechanism of Coenzyme Q10 Supplementation in Metabolic Syndrome. So, sinasabi dito sa study that in obesity, like in being overweight or extra overweight, there's a tendency that the common denominator of obese patients is that they lack mitochondrial dysfunction. And what most doctors has been doing is that they are studying the opportunity of adding coenzyme Q10 in the diet para mabawasan yung inflammation that can actually cause the obesity. So, if you would read the conclusion of this abstract, it says that this paper reviews shows evidence of showing beneficial role of coenzyme Q10 supplementation and its potential mechanism of action on contributing factors of metabolic and cardiovascular complications. So, to make it very simple for you to understand, they are seeing an opportunity of coenzyme Q10 to help people who have metabolic syndrome, not just obese individuals, but even those who have cardiovascular complications. This is not a medication, but rather something that helps support your cell so that in itself, it can help itself, ang daming itself, pero yung bottom line lang, tulungan yung cells mo na tulungan yung sarili niya. And then, big help din yung mga maintenance medications na binibigay ng mga doktor mo. Because the truth of the matter is, supplementation, they support your cells so that it can support itself. And the maintenance medication, they just aid in order to cure a specific condition that you'd like to address. Ang common problem kasi natin sa medical practice is, ang ganda ng gamot pero hindi responsive yung katawan. So anong gagawin mo? Kailangan i-ready mo din yung katawan. And nutritionally speaking, there are certain nutrients or certain ingredients that could really help your body cope up with the certain diseases and inflammation. So, hindi lang ito yung mga studying to. Meron din mga ginawa na mga meta-analysis. These are studies over studies over studies. And sinasabi nila na napakalaki ng impact ng coenzyme Q10. Not just on mitochondrial problem or yung mga tinatawag nating systemic inflammation, but also in the management of blood pressure. Hear me out. I'm not telling that coenzyme Q10 is a supplement for curing blood pressure problems. Of course, it's incurable. But aside from your medication, you can consult this with your cardiologist. We are seeing good studies that actually show the potential of coenzyme Q10 to support your cardiovascular meds so that they'll become more effective and the body becomes more responsive. Like what I've been telling you a while ago, medications are there to support you. They have been proven to produce therapeutic effect. Usually, ang problem lang talaga, the body is not responsive. The cells are not producing enough energy to absorb the medication. So what do you need to do? Please make sure that the body is responsive. Make sure that the body is well-equipped. Because when the cells are well-equipped, they can absorb the nutrients and they can actually promote better effect and, of course, a good health outcome na tinatawag natin. So, nakita nyo dito, yung placebo, ito yung mga hindi nakainom ng gamot versus nakainom ng coenzyme Q10. And kahit pa paano, may pagbaba ng blood pressure after the follow. So, just imagine, yung dating 159/94, naging 147/85 na lang. So, makikita mo talaga yung improvement ng systolic and diastolic. So, basically, we have a lot of nutrients, a lot of supplementations in the Philippines, but what makes USANA different from the others is the technology. The technology wherein we want you to make sure that the body is functioning well so that when you eat well, you take your good exercise, and you lessen your stress, you can actually help maintain good health and live longer, provided, of course, with the grace of the Lord. So, syempre, we want to make sure that you promote good health, and the promotion should start from you. So, hindi naman nahuhuli ang USANA Philippines sa intelligence technology. Actually, we were ahead. Before the intelligence technology was launched, we already launched here in the Philippines Proglucamune. And Proglucamune is a product that naturally contains yung what we call the beta-glucan coming from yeast, natural yeast, and reishi mushroom, shiitake, and zinc. And this particular optimizer that is intended for upper respiratory health, this already has what you call the intelligence technology. So, hindi tayo nahuhuli. So, the thing here lang is we want you to understand that overall, we want to make sure that we provide relevant nutrients from the outside to the inside of your cell in order for it to function very well. So, just to summarize everything, we have been talking about the importance of what you call your cellular information through your cellular recycling. We have been talking about mitophagy. This is one of the mechanism of actions of the intelligence technology that we'll be having here, or we have here in USANA. And it's a must that we all understand. Your cell is more than that. Your cell is not just receiving any nutrients. Your cell also does a function inside, all right? And most of the time, you're unaware that the damage starts from the inside. Meaning within the cell. Yung sinasabi nga ni Dr. Meronwes, yung organelles, yung mga parts ng cell sa loob ng cell, usually yung damage doon nagsisimula eh. So what do you need to do? You need to make sure that you start the three function. And what is that? The nourishment, the protection, and the renewal. And renewal, on scientific basis, we call that the mitophagy, or what we call the autophagy. So, if you feel na a bit nahirapan kayong naintindihan, you can have a lot of readings about this, but we have a record of this particular training, and just listen to it every now and then until you master it. And next month, we'll be talking about another aspect of the intelligence technology, which we call the nourish, or from the NRF2, and we'll be discussing that para mas maintindihan natin at mas ready tayo pagdating ng intelligence product. So don't be sad if we don't have it yet. We still have the best product there is so far, and that is Essentials. And I hope that you're still excited and you're still willing to share the products. It's because walang lugi. Why? Because you're helping people realize that there's more than cellular nutrition. Again, not just fighting free radicals, but making sure that there's harmony, not just outside, but inside the cell. So that's my training for today, and one of our highlights is the importance of coenzyme Q10, which you can find in your essentials and also in your Coquinon 30, which is our optimizer. So I also want to take this opportunity to thank everybody who has been supporting the True Health Foundation. So it's an honor to be your project champion for this one, and thank you everybody for your support. For those who don't know, each $1 that you donate every month, meaning each auto order of $1 every month, this provides 4 meals, all right, to our friends from different countries around the world. So I hope that you continue your support to the True Health Foundation. Even here in the Philippines, we have a lot of initiatives to help a lot of children. Currently, we are doing a project of feeding 7 schools, all right, for 12 weeks to make sure they get the right nutrients and the right use animal supplementation for them. So the global impact of the True Health Foundation has not just helped the Philippines, but also Nepal, Malaysia, and different countries around the globe. So how do you support? You can either get a form from our receptionist, Miss Gel, and you can also log in through the auto order and then through the add more products, and then just click the donations that you would like to have. So it's important that we give back to a lot of people who needs our help. We were once the needy, and now that we have the opportunity, please do not hesitate to help these people and change their lives one child at a time. So if you want to have a copy of the presentation, and if you want to make sure that you get a copy of all the presentations we have for the past few weeks, I encourage you to send me an email. My email address is gen.blasurca, BLASURCA, @ph.usana.com. So again, I am the pharmacist for the Philippine market. I see a lot of people coming not just from the Philippines. So for those who are from Singapore, thank you for attending. We have from Dubai, we have from Poland, from United States. Thank you so much for attending our webinars. Again, this webinar is open to all. We want to make sure we educate you. This is one of our ways to reach you out. So I hope that on the coming months, on the coming webinars, please make sure that you participate or you send the link, all right, to your friends so that we can learn together and we can share a lot of information that can help build our USANA business. So for the moment, I'll be opening some of the questions, all right, so that we can discuss some of them, all right? And if you have some questions, please do not hesitate to ask. So that ends my webinar, and for the meantime, we'll be answering some of the questions. So please bear with me. Okay. For yeah. Okay. All right. So again, if you want to have a copy of the presentation, I would encourage you to please send me an email. The email is listed there. It's jen.lasurca@ph.usana.com. All right. Questions. Okay. So most of the questions. Okay, the audio stopped. Okay, so don't worry, we have a recording of this one. Don't worry, we'll send you a clear copy of this. So, my client is having some difficulties of losing weight. it could be because of mitochondrial dysfunction. Alright, so she has been dealing with the transform phase and weighs 67 pounds. And it's playing 66 to 60, 66 to 77. So, there's some studies that show that problems in managing of weight could be a mitochondrial problem. But more than that, we are also seeing some problems that could be metabological, meaning if you have a problem with your thyroid hormone, so what happens is usually when your metabolism is lower, then you have lesser lipolysis or lesser burning of fat capacity. So what do we advise? There are some physical related doctors or those who do yung mga analysis sa mga pagpapapayat, yung mga tinatawag natin ng mga obese doctors or yung mga nagkikerry ng cases ng obesity, what they do is they encourage HIIT. Ano yung HIIT? High Intensity Interval Training. They don't need to run. They don't need to go 42K. They would just need 2 minutes with high-intensity training so that it can boost up their metabolism and they could burn more fat. And there are also some studies kasi na even though we produce or we give supplementation, but if the exercise mediums are wrong, lalo na yung for example, dinadaan mo lang sa brisk walking, talagang matagal ang weight loss niyan. Matagal talaga ang pagbaba ng calories niyan. So talagang napakahalaga ng high intensity interval training. But of course, before you do that, you need to consult first with your physician. And also, we consider the factor also of aging. Pag medyo nag-aging na, talaga hong mahihirapan na po talagang mag-lose ng weight. So, babalik tayo dun sa metabolism. So, what's the maximum dose of coenzyme Q10? Ideally, what we give is a maximum of 90 milligram per day. So, that's 3 times a day. Then, you can also add that with your essential. So, for the cases of stroke patients, before you give your supplementation, we also need to ask first clearance from your cardiologist to make sure that there is no interaction with your present maintenance medication. Kasi there are some cases, I'm not telling it's because of essentials, of course with my practice as a pharmacist, I see a lot of drug interactions that could be caused by nutrient-drug interaction, meaning if there are some medications, you have to make sure that it fits the nutrient supplementation you're supposed to give. Kasi minsan maaaring tumaas yung mga blood values, yung mga tumaas yung mga kidney values or yung mga kidney fluid. So, you first ask with the doctor and let the doctor decide if there are no interactions. Pero kung feeling naman ng doktor walang problema at nakita naman niya based sa gamot na okay lang, for stroke patients, with the consent of your doctor, pwede naman ho yun twice a day. Wala namang problema. But of course, consider also taking the what you call this, the advice of the doctor. So at least twice a day pati yung maintenance. In as much as I want to answer your questions, we will answer first those who are related to the webinar. So yung mga issues ng dialysis and others, I would like to have that questions through the email para po ma-entertain naman natin yung tungkol dito sa ating webinar. So, masingit ko lang to yung for pregnant women. Of course, you need to go to your OB-gynecologist, but ideally, pregnant women would need good levels of fish oil, good levels of calcium, and vitamins and minerals. Ayan. So, another thing we see here is, yes, again, the session is recorded. You could access the webinar recording by asking my email address, or I mean not asking, but rather emailing me so that I can give you the link of the recording. So, is USANA Essentials okay for pregnant women? Ideally, it's okay, but if you can find prenatal essentials, I would consider that because pregnant women would need higher levels of folic acid and iron, particularly for their. Okay, so we have also those who joined coming from Japan. So thank you so much po, Ma'am Cherry, for attending. And we hope for your continual support, especially those Filipino there in Japan. So here's another question. If you're taking, is it okay to take coenzyme Q10 if you are undergoing total thyroidectomy? Usually, we don't see any interaction. Isa lang sa mga papansin mo dyan, kung nagto-total thyroidectomy, nagpa-palpitate. So, you just need to explain to the patient that palpitation could be a result because you are under that process, but not because of your supplementation. So, we don't see any problem with thyroid condition. Yun lang explain mo na sa kanila na pwedeng palpitation, not because of the supplement, but primarily because of the condition. So, if the person poops only once a day, ideally that's okay lang. Pero kapag ka na hindi siya nadudumi every day, then that's the problem. It may cause toxicity. So, thank you, thank you. Ayan, so marami naman po. So, what's the change between essentials and essentials? There are certain ingredients in essentials wherein we increase the dose. There are some ingredients in essentials that we removed and we changed with others, but it doesn't mean essentials is lesser than the other. Mas in-enhance lang natin na suited clinically relevantly sa katawan ng tao. And ang maganda sa Cell Essentials is meron siyang technology, yung Nourish, Renew, and Protect. Although meron din yun sa Essentials, but mas enhanced siya sa Cell Essentials. So, I am also blessed for your participation for today. So, thank you, Ma'am RN. All right. And mTOR, we will be talking about that in the coming webinars. All right. These are mechanisms of actions in the cell. So, we are going to talk about mTOR, NRF2, alpha kappa B, and other mechanism of actions about the cell essential. So, most probably we'll be having the webinar next month. So I hope that we are able to listen more about this. Actually, there's a question here is why is the intelligence technology not recommended for pregnant women? It still remains debatable. They say it's not okay because of the vitamin A content, but it's debatable. I mean, it's still debatable. I have yet to confirm it, but if you would ask me on my opinion, if you're taking the intelligence within allowable dose, you're generally okay. But of course, you have to ask this first to your OB-gynecology. They say that the vitamin A is quite overdose, but what's the basis? Usually, yun yung debatable dun eh. Pero on a safe side, especially if this is your first pregnancy, then we would really advise you to stick with the essentials or the prenatal essentials. Ayan. So, congratulations, Mami, on your pregnancy. Then, what are the initial effects of those who will use it for the first time? Generally, it would take 3 weeks to clinically feel the difference. If you take it just one day, you don't really see the difference. So you have to make sure you take it within 3 weeks to feel the USANA effect. And if you would tell me the effect, of course, it goes the same with essentials. Of course, it helps your cell nourish, protect, and renew. So same thing as what you feed you the essential, it nourishes your cell up to the cellular level. So, thank you everyone. I guess lahat po halos thank you din po. So, from me, thank you din po so much. And again, for your continued questions, please do not hesitate to send me an email. The line is always open. And for urgent questions, you can call us in the office. Call us at 858-4515. So, you can call me here at 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. from Mondays to Fridays. And just to give you a shameless plug, see you all in Cagayan de Oro on Friday and Saturday as we do our Cagayan de Oro Health and Freedom presentation. So, maraming salamat. Join me again next week as we talk about another mechanism of action of the intelligence technology. Once again, this is Jen. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.